This is Miguel Buades showing a cultured left shoulder to release Fernando Torres. Pity they were on different sides though. Here, Frederick Soderstrom looks one way and somehow, amazingly, passes the other to put Tinito through on goal. You silly Soderstrom.
Cross comes McGreal. Oh, dreadful back pass though. Razak, and surely it's going to be a second. Swept in by Wright. Oh, a complete aberration by John McGreal of all people. What was he thinking of? Only he can tell you that. It was far too short, almost lazy really.
Next up, Paul Elliott. Just look how much time and space he seems to have. A delightful lobbed pass. If only it had been the other way. Own goals now, and here's Jens Jeremies, the Germany and Bayern Munich midfield maestro, using his head in a match against 1860 Berlin. Keeper's ball. Oh! You nit! Vorsprung durch Technik, as the Germans say. And there's the dork. This is Jan Seifert, using perfect power and placement, but lousy geography. He needs to be 100 yards the other way. Now you have to feel for Ian Dowie, well nearly here, because you know that he's convinced himself he's scoring at the right end. That's the goal of a man who's taken too many blows to his head. Come to think of it, that's the face of a man who's taken too many blows to his head. Back to the days of sexy short shorts now, as a young Steve Bold latches on to an Alvin Martin long ball to half volley into his own net. Maybe this was the moment Bold started to lose his hair. David Seaman, you know, could never really understand other footballers. A lot of what they did just went right over his head. His teammate Lee Dixon adding to his confusion. Manchester City's Jamie Pollock shows a deft touch to beat this player, then a daft one to beat his own keeper. The name on the shirt says it all. Oh, brother. You see, back in the 70s, it didn't happen because you had real defenders like Bobby Moore. I wonder what the old maestro would have made of these own goals. He'd probably sympathise. This is Kevin Brown of Weston-super-Mare demonstrating the dangers of wearing your boots on the wrong feet. He probably couldn't do that again if he tried. If you're watching, Kevin, don't try. The problem with own goals is that it all happens in a split second. Unless you're Forest Green's Wayne Hatswell. Just look at the time he has on the ball. Time to pick a corner and then go and hide in it. Jimmy Traore, then, of Liverpool, shows us how to lose the plot and the ball in a cup tie against Burnley. The penalty area isn't the place for tricks, although I bet the fans wish he could disappear. Here's Locheren's Hein van Heizerbroek, very kindly giving lessons to opposing strikers. When you break into the box on your own, it's nice to have the extra man to cross to. Step forward, Steve Hamill of Motherwell. Now that is some first touch. This one demonstrates the importance of not being distracted by personal grooming during a match. If you watch closely, he doesn't mean to head the ball, he's just flicking his hair at the wrong time. Nice hair, though. Do not adjust your sets. What you're seeing is real. The team in white are Indonesia and they're supposed to be attacking the other end. Instead, they knock it around their opponents, Thailand, before Mursyid Effendi scores in his own net. Why? Because Indonesia didn't want to play Vietnam in the next round. Judging by the state of that pitch, they're already in Vietnam. Is he allowed to do that? Look at this fella. Liverpool against Everton at the 1986 FA Cup final, and he wasn't going to miss it. God help whoever's below him when he needs the loo. It's a funny old game. Laugh. I nearly fell off my chair. This Chelsea fan decides to have a run out at Stamford Bridge. Roman Abramovich liked his turn of pace and broke the transfer record for him. Here's a Scotland fan having a stroll on the Wembley turf. The Scottish keeper decides not to grab him in case he drops him. But the fan interrupts a routine by the Metropolitan Police synchronised display team, who decide to give chase. Did somebody say Keystone Cops? Finally, all four boys in blue tackle their man and give him a right good kicking. I can't feel a thing. Arsenal versus Lens, and look at this for a run. Boys on the right, I'm in space, pass! Now that's what I call zonal marking. But Arsene Wenger, clearly unimpressed with his new signing. Here's an early prototype of Ronald McDonald falling foul of Brian Clough at a Forest game. Despite the early setback, this clown went on to be loved by millions with his funny voice and big red shiny nose, especially when he led Forest to European glory. Off, young man. Not on my pitch. Off.